Hello everyone, Pallytime here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. This is a continuation of our Honor Mode playthrough with Dungen, and we just left Moonrise Towers after destroying every single obstacle in our path. So far we've managed to stay alive, but will Act 3 be as forgiving? You know, we're getting pretty strong. And some of our best items actually are lying ahead of us. Also, when Dungen levels up like maybe 2 more times, oh my god, you think his crowd control is strong now. It's only gonna get better. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me today. The party has been eagerly awaiting today's episode, and I hope you have been too. You already know an army marched through here. You kept talking about it, and you said we needed to leave. You're about to progress the adventure. Once you move on, you will not be able to return. We're leaving.
Ketheric is defeated, the path ahead clear. You should be elated. But the sight of the land you leave behind does nothing to alleviate your sorrow.
The curse stands strong. We're gonna have to tell that bad news to someone someday. I'm surprised we don't get more of a view of it than that. When you cleanse the lands, you get a flyby of like all the different areas that you've changed. Maybe they think I'm just familiar with it already. It's been dark and full of vines this whole time. Nothing's different. Hey, handsome. Oh, I know where this is. It's at the top of the keep. And I think I know who this person is, too. A person of interest at the top of Minthara's list.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the Flaming Fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir.
Oh.
Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prism bearers to kill Ketheric. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
I itch to peel you, to split your skin, to see your skull shine in the light.
It's like they're having
Little tyrant.
2 different conversations.
Lucky for you, I harvested a whole family of living flesh in Rivington at high sun. They will sate my blade thirst tonight. Oh, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, my blades will thirst again.
You know, you should really be careful about who you go into business with. Oh, this looks like a nice place for us to call camp for the night. Oh, by the way, we did miss a little dialogue leaving Moonrise Towers. That's a great rock there. I'm glad I got to appreciate it. Our dream visitor said we just need to make more friends. And I was like, I like the friends I have now, dream visitor. Kalarko Lark, the world's most handsome and strongest githyanki. Oh, we're climbing up for a better view.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence. one sleep away.
You know what I would do right here? I would pull back an arrow of transposition and shoot it as far as I could into that city. I just love the idea of like teleporting around like Nightcrawler, though, to be honest with you. And you can go even further with that than you can your little teleporty feet. Astarion's upset about something. Let's see what it is.
The gate is closed, as is Cazador.
Oh, I have not forgotten.
Cazador and his rite of profane ascension. An imperial soiree, attended by devils and spawn alike. A grand ceremony to honor one exalted vampiric master. And elevate him to an unfathomable station. To place him in a position of such esteem. The world will yearn to kneel and offer their necks.
Sounds as if you envy him. Do you think we can defeat him? Are we strong enough? Dungan's pretty strong.
We will kill him, but there's more to it. Think about it. It sounds like Cazador, for all his evils, has gotten further than any of my kind ever have. He's on the verge of a miracle. This may be a beginning, not an end. I can see myself now. Lord, King, Master.
With extra damage on every single swing.
I'll take his place before his blood can hit the floor.
So you'd like to take the power from him? The others bound to the ritual? No. If we can pull it off, we hardly know anything about the ritual. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Let's find out more about the ritual before we waltz into Cazador's front door. If we track down my old comrades, the other spawn, we may discover more and be finally positioned for yours truly to ascend.
You know, I don't know if I've ever heard him this gung-ho about it. But I'm with you all the way. We need more damage.
My, you sweetheart. Then there isn't a moment to waste.
Dungan is so lovable.
Brethren, they'll find us, likely with bared fangs.
I know where a few of his brethren are.
Then we can make their pretty tongues talk. Unless Cazador's change their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey.
All right. Thank you, Astarion. It did say we were one night's sleep away, didn't it? Well, let me just go ahead and crawl into bed. Little Dungan, ready for his big day tomorrow.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you.
I imagine they would.
Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so
Bro,
full.
I relate to that. I was up until 6 in the morning.
Is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers.
And that is terrifying.
This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With his help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
Gee, I wonder what Dungan's gonna do. He says to himself, very quietly under his breath, I will succeed where the chosen will fail. I will dominate the world.
A thrill courses through you at the thought. You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep. But sleep is not for you.
Hear me. Gather. reckoning is upon us. The city thirsts for domination. March. Join power.
That looks like the astral plane that just opened up. Coming out of it, we see 3 githyanki and the astral portal. Escape to the portal before the absolute takes control. We only have 3 turns to do it. Shadowheart's up first. Never surprised Shadowheart. She does have that new blade of hers and a githyanki in front of her path. She calls upon her new powers from the Moon Maiden and places the moonbeam directly on our enemy. Didn't she just take radiant damage? Why didn't she have a radiant orb? Maybe it doesn't work the way I thought it would. All right, Shadowheart's going to move up and guard the stairs. We are then going to see Minthara move up to the side, and we are simply going to cast a Ray of Frost on whoever we can see, which it looks like it's going to be our first githyanki here. It says we can't reach the target, but I disagreed. And it looks like I was right. She is on rough terrain now, might be slipping around. We immediately see Astarion, not buffed for the day. Keep that in mind. I didn't do my weapon stuff, so he's actually kind of going to be on the weaker side right now compared to what we're used to seeing. He's going to move up to the top floor, and I'm actually thinking about doing a rush attack here. Does that cause me to pierce? No, it does not, but it does put me in position to hit the High Gishra. Ooh, good damage, too. If they move away from Astarion next turn, they are going to die. We're going to do a blinding flare to try to protect him, and it looks like all of those attacks did miss, but more unarmed strikes are coming towards Astarion now. Well, as the githyanki makes his way downstairs, he doesn't slip on that terrain, and Shadowheart gets hit in the face for a shit ton of damage. Fight your way through. All right, we'll do just that. Slashing Flourish, ranged attack, disadvantage. Why? Disadvantage from equipment. Oh, are you not proficient in shields? He's not proficient in shields. Crap, maybe I do need to pick up a fighter level. I thought I could avoid it. 42% chance to land. We might as well use our luck to start things off. We got a critical hit. I'm gonna move up a little bit more and then shoot one more time. Only a 20% chance now. Oh, God. It was enough to take down the first of the githyanki monks to move through. So I'll unequip his shield as soon as I can. It looks like the person on the ice decided to move back and then push us away from the portal before moving back onto the ice. Her voice commanding was our previous debuff. Now we see her voice transforming. We do not have long to get up there. Oh, and more githyanki are coming out. What happens if I just... This is a silly question. Astarion's going to swing. And then he's going to click on the portal. I mean, I guess walking to the other side of a portal still works. That gets everybody out. That wasn't even complicated. Just leave. Well, we've been here before, boys, haven't we? More githyanki on the way. I think monks should have a movement action. You know how we have like toggle sharpshooter and stuff? Monks should have a movement action where they just parkour off everything as they're moving through a level. You know what I'm saying? Just unnecessary flips and karate chops, they need it. And it looks like they've broken through the protective barrier that Kalark has been trying to keep safe. And we need to get down there quick.
I'm under attack.
And by quick, I mean, I'll be there in a minute. I got to buff everything, drop item, equip, this thing. You do thunder damage now. Be right there, Clark!
Can't hold them back alone.
Take you.
There's a monk down there kind of fighting a bunch of the intellect devourers, and it looks like a monk of the 4 elements just got involved too. It kind of looks like the githyanki are winning. Maybe I should actually get down there relatively quickly. Dungan's just gonna move up actually and fire off his first shot. Disadvantage outside normal combat range. Oh, they just full healed. They didn't notice Dungan's shot though. Just keep shooting, Dungan. You're passing a stealth check for some reason that doesn't make any sense. Now here's the thing, Dungan's bow fears. So if these guys continue to move towards him and he lands one of his shots, which this target is not outside of my normal range, right? Maybe they are, I don't know. Oh, they're both frightened, so they're not gonna be moving towards the city more. Dungan's gonna just move back a little bit. End his turn right there. Astarion is going to just hold back as well. We're gonna let Shadowheart use... Oh, is Moonbeam only per long rest too? That's so not worth it at all. I think I'm gonna go back to the Blood of Lathander after this. We could put fire down underneath these guys and it would deal so much damage if we want to use those spell slots, but I actually think we're gonna be totally fine with just a few Ray of Frosts here. Critical miss, unfortunately, but it still creates that ground underneath them. Maybe I will move Astarion up too. There's actually no reason not to. He's gonna deal a lot of damage regardless. I just don't want to take any unnecessary damage right here. And to that end, I actually should be pretty... Wait, are they removing the frightened? Dang, that's some actual monk shit right there. Well, the radiating orbs are in place. We're going to see Astarion swing. 50% chance to hit, and it does. 2 stacks of reverberation. He swings again for some reason. Oh, we knocked the target down. Those reverberation stacks cashed in. So we're in full control of this situation. The other githyanki on the ground gets shot with another cold spell, which has a chance to encase them in frost. We're going to swing at the githyanki that's knocked down with advantage with Shadowheart to get that hit in, and it looks like 2 more HP is all we have to fight through to finish off the kill. Dungan's going to use his bonus action to jump forward as well. Minthara's going to follow suit. Slow and steady movement forward. Maybe I'm being extra careful because I feel like I almost died recently. You know what I mean? Whoa, that was a monk jump. Disarming strike. We're going to go with a warding flare to try to protect it. I'm also going to cast shield. I don't know, I'm really paranoid that I could drop my bow off of this, and I definitely don't want that to happen. What's stopping me? Well, I guess she's heavier than she looks. Girl, you are dense. I was going to just pick her up and throw her out off of the astral plane. Instead, I'm going to start swinging with Astarion. First swing misses. The second one, not as lucky. Minthara takes her staff and tries to boop the target, and she does in the back of the head. Even that dropped ice on the ground. I think I could actually play Minthara in melee and it would be pretty fun. Oh, what are her levels right now? She's 2 Paladin, 7 Sorcerer. So I could pump every other point into Paladin if I wanted, and she can get bonus attacks. I wonder if that would be better than what she's doing now. Well, our real target lies up ahead. I'm gonna loot these guys really fast. Do these monks have anything? I know there's a target up ahead that has one of the best pieces of gear for a monk that you definitely don't want to miss if you're doing a monk playthrough of your own. I'm very partial to monks. It was very difficult for me to not include a monk in this playthrough as well. I just want to say that. Uh-oh. More of the intellect devourers jumping in. It seems as though there is a conflict in front of us. Astarion hits the ground. And we see the Emperor. A mind flare up ahead of us. Any explanation? Hey, that's not Clark. Who's that guy?
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
A mind flare? What's going on here?
The githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him, or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me.
What do you need me to do? Prove to me that you are who you say you are.
You saved a child from a viper back in the Druid's Grove. You shared an intimate night with the Drow and Dara.
Why are you telling everybody?
Saved the Ursula Night Song from her soul cage. You let me live last time you were here, though it brought Blackheath's wrath upon you. Your continued existence as yourself, and not a mind flayer, should be all the proof you need.
Okay, there's no reason to be rude about it.
Help me.
Okay, Emperor, detect thoughts. Try to read them. No. That is a very Dungen thing to do, though. He's gonna do it. Detect thoughts. Add guidance. 2. Shit. Oh. Use an inspiration. Yes.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the mind flare's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a warg pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head.
I just love that dialogue.
If you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
What do we see?
Your colorful existence to date could have prepared you for this.
And we've dug in everyone's mind. What is this? What are we seeing?
As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the githyanki.
Oh, Dungen actually looks very determined there.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight.
Join the Mind Flayers fight.
Together, we can turn the tide.
So I actually don't know what happens if you say no there, to be 100% honest. But after helping the Mind Flayer here, I do know what happens if, well, it's very easy to lose the game here. Let's just put it that way. Very easy to have credits roll. And I'm gonna try very hard to not have that happen to me. Of course, this is our honor mode playthrough. Dungan's up first, currently concentrating on detect thoughts. We're gonna change that up, aren't we? This is going to be super duper easy, I think. Other than maybe this person who is standing off to the side. This makes me wish I had some kind of pull towards me that I could do on my other characters, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe sometime soon. All right, Dungan's gonna need a haste. Minthara puts her hand on his shoulder and suddenly he feels invigorated. Dungan moves up and he is going to shoot an arrow of many targets. Do I have one? Oh shit, I think I'm out. Uh-oh. Okay, we can easily make up for this with just a slashing flourish, and we're gonna focus a little bit on you and a little bit on you. Great. That gave me 4 stacks of arcane acuity. Now, granted, we can go a little bit better. Wait, I could shoot one more time with that action because it's an extra attack. So I'm gonna do it. 1 here, 1 here. That'll double my stacks again. So no, I'm only at 6. Okay, so Dungan's gonna move up and he is going to cast Hypnotic Pattern on as many of these as he can. I'm trying to do the tactical camera just to see if I might be able. Oh my gosh. It's so close to being able to hit. Wait, I can hit them all. I'm doing it. So we have 2 hypnotized. Make that all 4 of them hypnotized. Dungen, you did it! Dungen, you did it! Okay, Dungan's gonna move up with the rest of his turn, and he's gonna stand right there. Shadowheart's going to approach and not break the hypnotize. Mithar's going to approach and not break the hypnotize. And Astarion's going to jump up top. Now, we're gonna let all of their turns go through. They might be able to break the hypnotize, so maybe I should have attacked them. Any damage would have broken it anyway. Warding Flare to try to protect us, but they rolled a fucking 30. They missed! Well, okay, I thought that was going to be a pushing strike. At least that's a little bit better. We even get an attack of opportunity as he runs away. Hypnotize is breaking on all these guys. What the heck? It's supposed to be a 2-turn duration. They are monks. You know what? You know what? That's on me. They are monks. We're going to shield Minthara with level 1 spell. That protects her from the attack from...
Destroy the honor guard.
So everyone on the enemy that I hypnotized is still hypnotized. But everyone that was helping us in this fight is no longer hypnotized at all. How poetic is that? Well, Astarion is gonna rage. And he's gonna start swinging on the nearby monk, who already has 2 stacks of reverberation and now doesn't have a head. Any loot there? No, not for us. Astarion's gonna hold right there and get ready to move next turn. We are going to cast a level 3 Swirly Whirlies with radiant damage. And then move that into both of our melee targets here. We have 6 on one and 4 on the other, so relatively well protected. Minthara's got a good shield right there. She's proficient in shields, right? Okay, good. Okay, just Dungen wasn't for unfortunate reasons. Now, if I walk away, we will incur an attack of opportunity, but if, you know, I cast a level 5 smite, he'll almost die. Dang, just a little bit more damage would have gone a long way there. But Dungen is here and he's ready to help. We're going to slashing flourish into the weakened Githyanki there, and then one into the other behind them. That was a miss. However, if I can shoot this person on the high ground, there's a chance that they'll be frightened and not able to move forward. They're a monk though, right? So, oh, I can shoot again. I forgot I'm haste. I'm just gonna keep pumping shots into her. She's feared now. This guy's not feared, and I'm out of shots. Dungan's going to whoop, 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 right back here and break line of sight. And that's going to do it for all of my turns. We see 1 strike from the 6-stack monk on the right. It does not connect. That one would have. Warding Flare still doesn't stop it from connecting, but luckily for us, Shadowheart's concentration did hold. Then we see Resonating Key being cast. They're going to try to blow me up. Uh-oh. Stillness of Mind being used. They're afraid no longer. At least that was their entire turn to make that happen. And now it seems like the chief of the offensive attack has been mind controlled by our Mind Flare. That's a situation I would want to be in. Minthara looks above her to the rocks and fires off some ice to hopefully slow one of our attackers down. That attack does miss, but there's still ice under her feet. We then are going to move back out from our hidey hole and fire 2 more shots up to the high ground here. 45% chance of hitting. Wow, I'm out of bardic inspiration already. That's ridiculous. We shoot 1 more time. That one did land, and she's frightened again. Do you think she's going to try to spend her whole turn casting Stillness of Mind again? I'd like that very much if she would do that. Let me go ahead and line of sight 1 more time. We are just going to force our party to attack these foes, and we're going to do that just by holding down control. Unfortunately, we don't have an action here because we already fired that off, but Astarion on the high ground does. And he's going to go ahead and hop down right next to our friend and start swinging recklessly. Good hit. That's 2 stacks of reverberation. We go in again. And it does not connect. We do see a little bit of... Was that swirly whirly damage? Did she break the mind control again? Wow, these guys are really good at their job. Attack of opportunity from Shadowheart as the monk begins to move away. Minthara trying to do the same, but not connecting. The calm emotion, stillness of mind, rather, being used on the high ground again, as Dungen is essentially keeping this target crowd controlled because they're using their action to just remove the fear I'm putting on for free. Chain Lightning being used onto the high ground, 22 damage on the first target, but then 40 on the prelate on the low ground. Astarion's rage has ended. I don't know why. He swings anyway. I believe she has the monk item I was talking about, by the way. The boots of uninhibited Kashugo. Man, those were so good. Let's not get distracted. There's one more target up on the high ground. Dungen steps out and he fires. Landing true.
Thank you. That was too close.
You're welcome.
Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer, yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the absolute.
And I don't want that. No one's gonna slave Dungen again.
All the things to be indebted to. A bloody mind flayer.
Thank you for saving me. We could still be nice, right?
If I'd known you would be so open-minded, I would have saved myself a lot of effort. But I'm glad you're not here to judge.
Hey, Dungen does a judge.
Once. Someone just like you. An adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That longing
Bro, if I could
brought me
slow
to
fall, I would do
numerous
that every day.
on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain, the one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals, unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed, and they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become.
Lord Gortash was one of the chosen in the colony.
Indeed. His hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you.
Did you eat the criminal's brains? That githyanki in the sphere, what's going on with him?
Prince Orpheus, son of the first leader of the githyanki. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Elitid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my honor, that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them.
He's talking about our parasites.
Orpheus will be much easier to control.
How did Gortash and the Chosen find out about the astral prison?
A very good question. One that I have been unable to answer. That Orpheus lives at all is ruinous to Vlaakith. She has done everything in her power to keep his existence a secret. That Gortash and the Chosen found out about it. This is impossible to explain. But it was important enough to them that Gortash sent me to retrieve it. The moment I found it, I felt a change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside and found Orpheus. I realized what the prison was for. Containment.
And you just took advantage of it.
While my body was within the prison's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You.
Was it you or Orpheus that Vlaak had wanted us to kill when she ordered us to come inside the prison?
Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished.
What happens if we free Orpheus? Or, I mean, more accurately, couldn't we just kill him and take his power?
There may come a time when that is necessary. But there is no guarantee that his power would survive his passing. The risk is too great. The moment his protection is gone, you would become enthralled to the Elder Brain, just as I would. We may look different, but to the Elder Brain we are already the same. Thralls in its design.
The more I talk to you, the less you seem like a mind flayer. Let's not give him any compliments, dude. We're alike in other ways, too. I like tentacles.
I'm glad you think so. I agree. But there is one thing that you have that I do not. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. Yours continues to limit you. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change.
Oh, why do you say that?
I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential.
I've already been embracing them a lot, to be honest.
For a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle while continuing to preserve your independence.
You think you could do that?
You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty.
I need it. I need more beauty.
I can evolve you.
What would that entail?
You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss.
Do it. I'd like to evolve. If you can evolve me, why can't you stop Ceramorphosis altogether? That's a great question.
The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you. As as I told you before. 2, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not?
I feel like Dungen has literally crammed every worm into his head that he could get. Why would he hesitate here? Let's do it. I feel like my party's not gonna like it, though. The party's not gonna like that.
Well, certainly brave of you. I'll say that much.
You continue to surprise me. Your mind is truly something special. Now, hold out your hand.
Do as he says. Changed your mind. I don't want to do that right now. I'm doing it right now.
It wants to evolve, but it cannot do so alone. It must commune with another.
Detect thoughts. Probe the tadpole's intentions. Wisdom? Nah, I don't want to do that. Probe the tadpole's intentions. We need a 13. Can't get guidance for some reason. Even though she's right there. We rolled 16.
The tadpole screams for growth with painful intensity. It has been starved of life, of purpose. It welcomes your probing like a void waiting to be filled. If you let it, it will evolve you, just as the Emperor said.
Eat it? No. I am going to ask him what it is, though.
A tadpole, nurtured by the psionic energy of the astral plane, cocooned here for millennia. It has become extraordinary.
I love that the wisdom one is like, nah, open your mind. I've done literally nothing but open my mind constantly.
The tadpole awakens, its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
You are exquisite.
I know it.
I see what you can do. I hope you encourage them to try it for themselves. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the brain and bring it under our control.
And we will try to do exactly that. But this is where we're going to end today's episode. Funny story, if you eat tadpole, no one else in your party can use it. However, just letting it meld with my mind, it keeps it alive. So if Dungen does like these newfound powers of his, like, I don't know, flight? Is that one of my powers? Then maybe, just maybe, someone else in my party might like this too. We'll see. They might need a little convincing. I have a cool idea for how to start Act 3. I think we're out of time for today's episode, so I'm going to wrap up right here. But what happens if we go invisible and just run all the way up to Gortash's inauguration? What if we just completely ignore key story NPCs that seem to keep popping up and don't encounter Orin the Red? I imagine we're going to get some unique dialogue. So we'll see next episode. That's what I'm rooting for. I'll see you guys Friday. Goodbye.